Good day. My name is Martin Schweiger and I'm a patent attorney in Singapore. And I'm also a powerlifter, a competing powerlifter. Again, I am really so happy that after my surgery 1.5, almost 2 years ago, I can compete again and also win. Today is a Saturday, early afternoon. The date is the 8th of March, 2025. Wow, it's so loud here. This is the road. Yeah. That will change. I will go down to the subway, then cross the street until I'm in a shopping mall quarter even, yeah. And from there I will go to the industrial estate behind and have my walk. Maybe not an hour, but at least something. And a bit faster. I also want to try out whether one can hear my breathing in the microphone here. Turned it towards me, but maybe I should turn it away so that the lamp is facing down. It's quite neat. The quality is quite good. So, what do I have to tell to you? Maybe first my body weight. I measured my body weight only now, 5 minutes ago, and it was 107.2, but I was dressed, as what you can say in Singapore, dressed like shorts and a t-shirt. It's now 2 p.m. and so it's not my morning body weight what I should use, but I just wanted to have a measurement data point. So I measured. I have had a coffee or two, then at least 1 liter of water, lemon water with cold water and lemon squeezed in, half a lemon. And then I had a smoothie, quite a lot, I believe more than a liter. And I guess my current average weight should be around 106-ish, 105-ish. Doesn't really matter. But just so that you know that my body weight is in this range. This bathroom scales or this body weight is really not reliable at all. So it can be within a range of 4 or even 5 kg. So my real body weight could be as little as 102 kg, or it could be 110 kg if I want. But this online shopping comes with some advantages and blessings in disguise. So I need to tell you about the German evening yesterday and alcohol, but that's only one point. I first wanted to stay with the body weight measurement. And because of my online shopping that went wrong, I found out a body weight shrinking measurement tool. And what happened is I ordered 2 shirts, white shirts, from an online shop, and obviously They were made in China, which is just a bit north of us, Singapore. And I ordered the largest size that they had, but China, I mean, the people are in general average smaller than Western people. And so my 5XL white shirt turned out to be a Western size XL shirt. And so I tried it on and it was obviously too small. But then that's a shopping center. I had an idea. So I had this shirt on and it's obviously too small, but it's not so small that I could not close the buttons of the shirt, which I did. And then the buttons, the shirt is like between the button is like, I don't know what you say when the shirt opens like this. So you could see my chest skin with the shirt on. But I found that if I lose 12 kg, as I've planned over a period of 24 weeks, of which I have already half a week behind me, you should see that weight loss with that shirt. Well, that's a smart way. So if you start losing weight, setting your goal rather in wearing a certain shirt instead of measuring this body weight thing, which is really also sometimes discouraging people, because when you lose weight you need some encouragement, some success story. And I mean, I can tell you from my own experience, probably I'm the world champion in losing weight with my 250, 300 kg weight loss over my lifetime, as far as I remember, plus the same amount gained. There's nothing more discouraging than if you hit a so-called plateau. Means you're at some point weight where it doesn't go down. What you can do what you want, right? And if all what you have is a bathroom scale, a weighing scale, then this is not enough. So having other methods to determine whether or not you have lost the right weight, which is fat weight, then you are done. And my bathroom scale, I mean, I only bought the new ones last year when my old ones broke down. They come now with a body fat measurement capability. And I'm now measuring since November, October. And what I found is that my body fat percentage went down. And the good thing is, the weighing scale also measures the muscles, skeletal muscles and trunk muscles. And in the same time frame, my muscle mass went up. Now guess what happened to my body weight? Nothing. Nothing happened to my body weight. Because the loss in fat was compensated by the loss, by the gain in muscle mass. And I remember, I mean, my other weight loss programs, I couldn't measure the change in fat and muscle mass. So all what I saw is that my gain is constant, despite all efforts to lose weight, eating less and training more. So, but now I know, okay, I mean, I'm less fat and I have more muscles. Would I complain about my body weight remaining the same? It's always 106-ish, 105-ish. No, of course not. I wouldn't. But I believe if you act according to this small shirt method, you would also see the change in the body if you keep photos of yourself. So this was the first time that I took a photo with my smartphone with a remote click sensor, which came with this gimbal that I'm currently holding, so that I can do a video of myself. So yeah, I will do more of those photos in the future and see whether the shirt has different fittings on the different bodies over time. So that's one easy way to measure your weight loss. And it's so easy, and I'm so surprised that I never found this before. So we should have some standard shirts. That's why a group would come in handy, right? If you are losing weight in a group, then you could share those shirts when you don't need them anymore. So that's one issue. Then the next one, German evening yesterday. German evening Singapore, you can Google that one. Very nice bunch of people, very nice. German restaurant, and what I did, I had a nice pork knuckle just to fill up my protein requirements. Yeah, I need to eat something like 400, 500 grams of meat every day, or equivalent. So what I eat is eating 3 eggs or 4. Then I have 1 scoop of protein powder, and then the rest would be meat. And my plan is, I told you already, to limit my calories intake by eating certain amounts of meat. And I also found out why I shouldn't eat fatty meat, simply because I want to create calories deficit. The fat itself is not unhealthy for the lipids and others, because it's animal fat. So, and especially if you eat from an animal that lived in an environment where it eats plants, such as beef that eats grass and not grains, important, or fish lives in the ocean and eats either plankton and plants that are swimming around in the water, or other fish that eat that. And these are then the fatty fish, and their meat is very healthy. Pork, a bit more difficult, so I should eat lean pork, but there are not many lean pork knuckles in this world. And I thought, okay, once a month I can really have a nice crispy pork knuckle. And of course, pork knuckle goes together with beer. So I had 2 beers, German beers, Pilsners. Oops. And half a pretzel. And yeah, I'm wearing my continuous glucose meter. It's a button and you can have on the upper arm, but I don't have fat here, or not so much fat on my upper arm. So what I do is I put it into a fat bulge. Is it a bulge? I don't know. Something that goes out and is fat. So and the little button comes with a short needle that goes into under the skin and draws liquid from the fat and the surrounding tissue, and then you would see what is the current blood glucose there. And so with my continuous blood glucose meter, I could measure the blood glucose from the pretzel and or the beers, because it was shooting up. I mean, not overshooting as in the old days as a diabetic, but I could really see it shooting up in a short time. And that's not what you want, because any quick increase of the blood sugar would trigger an insulin spike, while slow increase in the blood sugar does not trigger an insulin spike. Now it's a bit louder. I try to turn the microphone away because we are here. I'm walking next to a highway. Let's see how that turns out on the video. So I don't want a blood sugar spike, but what to do? I mean, when I drink beer and eat pretzel, and I know from other occasions that I will have a blood sugar spike. Again, it's not serious, and after an hour comes down again. I believe I'm quite healthy, so it's okay, I would say. I don't even need to run or so. I just sit there and the insulin in my body would take care of the rest and drive the glucose in the blood into the cells where it belongs to, and where it's either converted into ATP or stored in the glycogen or into fat, which we don't want. And what promotes the fat production is, you guessed it already, the insulin. So don't drive your blood sugar up when you eat fatty food, which I did yesterday. I love industrial estates. There's always something to see. Then the outcome of the alcohol, and it's clearly visible. My Oura ring showed me that the sleep quality was not as good as it would be without drinking alcohol. It's not good. But what to do, right? You cannot sit together at a German evening and then drink orange juice, which is, by the way, also bad because it contains a lot of sugar. So you would drink what? Chrysanthemum tea. No. Now I know what I've forgotten. I've forgotten my towel because I'm starting to sweat, and I knew I forgot something. There was this tiny voice that I've forgotten something, but I didn't carefully listen. Yeah, when I left, you surely know that, right? I left my flat, and then there was this tiny voice saying, "Hey, you have forgotten something, are you?" And I never waited and listened more, but I just went on. And now I realize what the tiny voice was about my little towel. What to do, right? So yesterday was a bad evening then, health-wise. I spiked my blood sugar with unhealthy food and drinks. Plus, I had alcohol, which caused bad sleep, elevated heart rate, less oxygen supply to the blood, shorter sleep, woke up. Yeah. Anyway, there's always room to improve, and that's it. So now my continuous blood glucose meter surprised me today, because usually I have a smoothie instead of a meal, and the smoothie has all the stuff that I want to eat for promoting my nitric oxide in the body. So a typical smoothie that I do has yogurt, 1 or 2 tablespoons, then depends very much what is in the fridge, a tomato, then a piece of carrot. Now that becomes important, as you will soon see, the carrot. Because today I didn't have carrot. Then pomegranate, if it's in my fridge. Then I take the cucumber seeds, only the seeds plus the watery substance with the seeds. I eat the cucumbers in pieces rather than blending them. Then I put ginger, a piece of ginger. Then I put a spoon of turmeric and also a spoon of amla. These are gooseberries. And that requires some cold pressed oil. And I usually use either cold pressed olive oil or cold pressed coconut oil, because the cold pressed comes with all the natural ingredients. And also, when I have turmeric, of course I need some pepper, black pepper, because of the piperine that is in the black pepper. And that's pretty much it. So, and what usually happens 1 hour after I consume my smoothie, my blood sugar goes up. Forms a real spike.
And then inside.
I forgot. I also put in beetroot, a slice of beetroot. Gives a nice color and also is good for the nitric oxide in the blood. I can measure that. Beetroot and spinach, some spinaches, especially the red spinaches, they cause an increase of nitric oxide, which is healthy for my blood pressure. I can control my blood pressure if only the nitric oxide is high. My body has full control. If it's nitric oxide is low in my saliva, I measure in the saliva, then my blood pressure can be high or low depending on whether I'm relaxed or not. And I can influence that, but I find it quite childish to try to influence the blood pressure with a relaxation exercises, because once you stop the relaxation exercises, the blood pressure is high back again. I find it really, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what life I would have so that my blood pressure remains low. But you see, the keeping the nitric oxide level in the blood high, blood pressure can be controlled easily by the body itself without having relaxation exercises. Okay, but now back to my smoothie, because I didn't have a carrot in my fridge today, so I did the smoothie without the carrot. And it's now 3 hours after I had my smoothie, or 2 hours, 3 hours, and still there is no blood sugar spike. So when I come home, I do an experiment. I make a carrot smoothie, just oil and carrot, because you need, I heard some of the vitamins in the carrot need oil to be absorbed by the digestive system. So yeah, they tell you put oil. What I already knew is that eating a cooked carrot drives my blood sugar up. But when you study the literature, the glycemic index of raw carrots is much smaller than the glycemic index of cooked carrots. And I didn't verify that, but what I can tell you is I rather stay away from carrots when I want to lose fat, because that would prevent my body from storing fat, lipids in fat cells. That's why a continuous glucose meter is really so important. I can only emphasize this. Yeah, this is even more important than a blood pressure meter. So, you had your 2 insights from me for today. Or 3, I don't know. I've now almost completed my round through the industrial estate. I will now go shopping. Because tonight I've invited some friends to my home, and I will tell you more about that tomorrow. Very likely there's also alcohol involved. But what to do, right? We Westerners, when we are social, we drink alcohol, and it's really my measurement. Only 1 beer is sufficient to ruin my sleep. But my Oura ring would tell me, and then I can focus on improving my sleep. I mean, it's always like that. I think in my life, I will never reach a state where I say, wow, I'm so super healthy. And so, because I compromise here and compromise there, and there's no way, maybe I don't know what to do. Is there a way for me with my life to crank my health up by 2 levels? And if yes, would that then be still a life that I think is nice to live? Probably happens in the mindset and the mind. But I will see. I mean, I can measure it now, and I'm more listening to my body than 2 years ago. And so far, my accident with the surgery was a blessing in disguise, I must say. At least I know where I am, and I can improve from there. By the way, my fasting I don't take supplements while I'm fasting. So in 2 days out of 7, that's 15% of the days of my life, I'm not taking any supplements. And that's not a problem, because I just recently read that the liver has stored enough vitamins for 6 months time. So I can easily survive those 2 days without supplements. It also opens another viewpoint. If I was just thinking, I mean, not that I have cancer, right? But if I should be diagnosed with cancer one day, then I would really go into full ketonic mode and starve those cancer cells away, and also not supply vitamins, because those vitamins would also help the cancer cells. So I would rather damage the entire body and trust in the system that says that the cancer cells will be starved first. And you can do that for 6 months without depleting your vitamins. Of course, you would suffer from such a therapy, but you would also kill your cancer cells. At least that's what is my understanding. Okay, we are there. Wow, 37 minutes. I'm going shopping, go back home, prepare some food, and then take a shower and wait for the guests. I tell you tomorrow. Goodbye.